Yeah, so I want to check out METALBIRB'S video because, well, here's the thing. 2000s metalcore versus 2020 metalcore. Who wins? I'm curious to see what he has to say about this because, in general, I think newer is better, but I think there's a lot of, like, Mount Rushmore metalcore from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Let's see what METALBIRB has to say, though.
Today, as you can see by the title, we are talking about 2000s metalcore versus 2020 metalcore. You know, there has been a lot of good music lately. So what we're going to do is actually do a side-by-side comparison. So I'm going to put like one band against a different band that are kind of similar in sound.
All right.
So first up, I'm going to put in the battle ring August Burns Red versus Phineas. So August Burns Red, you know, started the sound.
Wait, versus who? Phineas? Burb, it's Phineas, my man. Come on, bruh.
And Phineas is kind of continuing it. Well, August Burns Red is still around. But anyway, Composure.
All right. It's pronounced fine, yes. All right.
So August Burns Red, that song came out in 2007. They are still a band today, but you know, bands are taking this sound and kind of like trying to reinvent it.
No, I haven't watched that one yet. No.
This is Phineas.
All right.
Yeah. It's funny that a lot of you guys are saying August Burns Red.
I think in this particular example, I'd go ABR just because I feel like the riff saladness of them, like they kind of started that for metalcore. So I'd probably give the edge to ABR in this one. Yeah.
I would give it to August Burns Red because August Burns Red, for sure, they're the ones that kind of started the sound. Matt's drumming is so iconic. Here, like Phineas has a lot of good like double kick work, but the music feels a little bit more cliched. Like it's a lot more like structured, which is like...
Yeah, the problem with like Phineas's sound is that it's been done for, you know, whenever, you know, Composure came out. It's been done for a long time. It's not bad, but it's just like, yeah, we've heard it. And I think that that's, you know, also why I pick ABR is that they did it, you know, a long time ago.
Good in its own right, but there's something to be said about August Burns Red always constantly changing the rhythms of the music, right? Boom! Next up, we are going to put Underoath against Silent Planet. Underoath, they...
All right, well, without even listening, I'm picking Silent Planet. I'm not a fan of Underoath, but we'll see.
Kind of pioneered this sound of like post-hardcore metalcore with like some prog and stuff. This is considered one of the best records of all time. Silent Planet is heavily influenced by Underoath, so it's going to be
Limon,
tough.
thank you, my
really
man.
Tough.
I'll see you. Ha, Renix, thank you very much, man. I didn't know that you animated. That's cool. Yeah, it's 100% Silent Planet.
Funny that you say based on uniqueness, but I'd give uniqueness to Underoath actually. Mind you, Underoath was 2006, but Trilogy is a fucking banger, man.
Yeah,
this one is very tough for me. I love...
Yeah, I'm going Trilogy. I think it just has more of that grit. I obviously, like, I've heard enough Underoath because just from doing like old album reactions and stuff like that. They're not my thing. Like, they have their heavy moments, but it's not consistently like that. So I give it to Silent Planet.
love both bands a lot. The thing about Underoath, this album, I've mentioned before, is a 10 out of 10 album. Silent Planet hasn't made a 10 out of 10 album. Iridescent is pretty cool, but like it felt a little bit more metalcore, and they abandoned a lot of their proggier elements, which I miss about their older music. So that kind of sucked. But also, new Underoath is not very good. Underoath are the ones that started this sound, and Silent Planet kind of took it, but Garrett is also extremely unique. I'll give you that. He's very unique with his vocal delivery, man. But that's not to say Spencer Chamberlain has one of the most unique vocal tones in all of metalcore music, man. Anytime you hear his voice, he's so distinct, and that's why he has so many features. Literally, Spencer Chamberlain is on a Silent Planet song as a guest feature. So Trilogy, I would say, is a better track than In Regards to Myself. But the album, To Find the Great Line, is better than anything that Silent Planet has put out. But Silent Planet is also really fucking good. Fuck it. No. It's a tie. It's a tie. They're both really good, man. Seems like a cop-out answer.
Yeah.
Trust me that the next couple ones that we got here, I'm going to make sure that I give out dedicated points. But right now, this is a tie. So next up, we are going to go into Spiritbox territory.
Okay.
But first, let's go to their old band, I Wrestled a Bear Once, with their song Tastes Like Kevin Bacon. Yeah, so they're metalcore, but
so funny story real quick. I had Mike Stringer on my old podcast, like that was almost 2 years ago at this point. And he told me that when he was in I Wrestled a Bear Once with Courtney, how they wrote songs was they would come up with riffs, they would put them in a spreadsheet with the BPM, and then they would just match them up when they were like putting songs together. I think that is hysterical. And you can definitely hear that in the sound of the music.
But they got a strong math influence, right?
For real, yeah, that's what he said.
To this fucking banger. Tie. Oh
no, no. I mean, come on. I mean, listen. You can say all you want about Spiritbox, you know, oh, generic. It's better than I Wobble. I mean, let's just be, yeah, exactly. I mean, my categories, you know, I mean, come on.
Hey, Spiritbox easy. Spiritbox, come on.
It's Spiritbox. Yeah, okay, okay.
20 metalcore on my end. Spiritbox over I Wrestled a Bear Once. It's something about Courtney's vocals that are just so fucking badass. Her screams are just menacing. And this track, Holy Roller, man, this song is one of my most played songs in like recent memory.
To be fair, he did. I would say, I think the song that he previewed for I Wobble, you know, Tastes Like Kevin Bacon, I don't think Courtney was in the band at that time. I think that was their old singer, which I can't remember her name.
It's so digestible. It's so heavy. These guys, not to undermine them, but their music was not as digestible for sure. It's much more mathy and intense, and it's very goofy. But I found their music a little bit novelty. All right.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
We're going a little bit more classic metalcore sounding with this
I totally get
All
that.
That Remains versus Buried.
Okay. All That Remains. Anything off of the Fall of Ideals wins. I don't care what it's going up against. The Fall of Ideals, any song on that album wins every single time. I don't care who they're up against. That album is one of the best, if not the best, metalcore album of all time. Yeah, and Krista. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like I Wobble as well, but I think I prefer Spiritbox for sure. But I Wobble back in the Warped Tour days was crazy. But no, The Fall of Ideals, one of the best metalcore records, if not the best of all time.
Tomorrow.
I mean, listen, don't get me wrong, I like Buried Tomorrow, but they don't even come close to The Fall of Ideals. Nope. I swear to God, I'm getting mad and nothing's even happened yet. But if
Bury Tomorrow, All That Remains,
if Burb gives this point to Bury Tomorrow, I'm turning the video off right now.
Remains, No Contest, All That Remains, All That Remains. I know it's really hard to not have your bias in, right? Because All That Remains is something classic that we've grown up to. But there's something to be said about All That Remains instrumentals that just feel far more unique. Bury Tomorrow is a good song, but it does feel a lot more cliche in terms of flow, right? I'm going to have to give it to All That Remains as well.
Thank God.
2-1.
Thank God. Thank God. Because I like Burb. I like him. But if he was going to, dude, I swear, if he pulled that, I would, nope.
One, I feel like I know the answer to the Twitch chat. I feel like I know my answer here, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. This one's very tough for me. Protest the Hero, their song Blood Meat versus Erra, Snowblood. So this is the
all right. Let me hear these. This is
fight,
this is going to be a good one. This is a good one. Yeah, Protest the Hero is nasty. It's like it's a slaughter. Oh man, this is a tough one for me.
This one is
so for me, based off of these two songs, I'm gonna go Erra. But if he picked instead of Blood Meat, if he picked Sequoia Throne, that song is goated. Sequoia Throne by Protest the Hero is. I love that song, but in this situation, I'll go with Snowblood.
actually incredibly tough for me because Erra, the sound quality and everything, the production is actually top notch, right? It just sounds more crisp. But one thing I will take over Protest that I have an issue with Erra is that Protest has far more memorable riffs, where Erra is just a lot of like zeros and weird,
That's
like
true.
odd placement notes and stuff. One of the big standout riffs in this song, at least, is that harmonic riff. That one is a crucial riff, but Protest also has that dot, 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 dot. And another thing that's holding me back from Erra is I love JT. He's a sick dude. I love his stuff in Texas in July, but the harsh vocals with the zeros just feels a little bit more cliche. With Protest, the vocals feel a little bit more power metal, so it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to have to give originality to Protest. But this Erra song is really, really good. I'm not undermining Erra, and I'm trying not to make sure my bias gets in the way, but this album is just fucking nuts from Protest the Hero too. Mind you, this album came out in 2007, right? Like 2007.
I believe that's off the same album as Sequoia Throne.
Trying to give reason. My point goes to Protest. Far more original sounding. They mix in.
I don't blame him for that one. I think it's close. I pick Erra, but I can't blame him for that one.
Power metal, punk, prog, metalcore, and everything. Erra Snowblood is just a really good progressive metalcore song, and that is why, to me, Fortress from Protest, a lot of people consider it like a 10 out of 10 album. 3. So we'll do As I Lay Dying versus Fit for a King.
Okay, you cannot even. That's not fair. Dude, that's like putting like a heavyweight in the ring with a bantamweight. Like that's not even. Well, Fit for a King is good, but that album, The Path, dude, come on. Dude, you...
Fit for a King. I'm choosing this song because it came out in 2020 instead of something from Dark Skies, but God of Fire featuring Ryu from Crystal Lake. Christian metalcore versus Christian metalcore.
All right. I get obviously why he picked the path because he said 2020s, but dude, if it's As I Lay Dying, like I mean,
guys, what do you think? As I Lay Dying, As I Lay Dying. 2020 metalcore is just going to get crushed, man, crushed. As I Lay Dying, this record is so good, dude. Like the riffs and just it's not just having a good riff, but it's also like the pacing and energy of the songs. You know, like I said, it took a while to get into that verse.
Wait,
right?
you
I guess
think
you could say the same thing about Fit for a King, and when that drop
you talking
happened,
about Watcher? Are you talking about Fit for a King or As I Lay Dying?
The production is so loud. They really focus on the loudness of the song to enunciate like heaviness, but it just sounds so much more like produced, lack of a better word, where As I Lay Dying is just like doesn't need that. It doesn't need production tricks. Yeah, it's a lot more simplistic, which is funny because the Fit for a King song is actually like pretty simple, but in terms of like production and everything, Fit for a King has a lot more going on. It's like they're trying to mask how bare bone the song is. So 2000s metalcore, again, another point. We are going to go into a different kind of round. This time we are going into the melodic, emotional metalcore. We are comparing the OG's Misery Signals with their song The Failsafe versus Counterparts with their new song Unwavering Vow.
I will go Counterparts on this one. I never got super into Misery Signals, but I would go Counterparts.
Who else would I better compare them to? Counterparts. They're their biggest influence, right? So to me, it seems like a fair comparison here, but Unwavering Vow.
This song is nasty.
All right, that's a good breakdown. I forgot we didn't play the breakdown in Failsafe.
That is a pretty sick breakdown for 2006.
This is tough, man. This is really tough. So,
I'm going Counterparts.
You know, it does sound a little bit outdated for sure. The song goes on for 5 minutes. There's like a nice, really nice, clean.
Wait, it's a 5-minute song?
Damn, damn. I don't know.
It's Counterparts.
But, you know, I'd probably take the Failsafe over Unwavering Vow, but the bands on their own, I don't know, man. Counterparts is really good. Misery Signals, Counterparts. Honestly, fuck it. No, this is going to be another tie. They're both really good, man.
Oh my.
Counterparts is doing
another. He said that wasn't going to happen again. He lied to us. METALBIRB. And now you must pay the price, okay? Because it's Counterparts. We're going to pretend it's 4-2, okay?
Doing a really good job of making that sound still alive and relevant in 2022. Next up is going to be another progressive metalcore challenge. And I'm putting SiKth versus Invent Animate. So a lot of people don't know SiKth, but this is one of those bands that just like Protest Hero, Between the Beard and Me and stuff, were like kind of pioneers of the progressive metalcore scene back in the day.
I've never heard this. King, what's up, man? A naughty fib. Yeah, true. That sounds pretty sick. What?
Anyway, Invent Animate. This is the song Monarch. This is a little...
Okay, listen. The newest Invent Animate stuff I like. Everything else I just can't get into. So by default, I'm going to go with the other band. Just because I can't get into Invent Animate. I can't.
A bit more technical, so I thought this would be a fun comparison. They both have a very technical kind of breakdown section.
Jesus. This sounds way... This is way more aggressive than In Van Animate. You're still failing on 22.7 hertz. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you remember when these bands would just go full mathcore out of nowhere? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they would. They would just go crazy randomly.
I gotta stick with
Richard was trying to raid your channel. Oh, that's all good. I appreciate it, man.
Ever listen to SiKth ever?
I go
or
6th.
Invent, Animate.
6th.
I'm going to disagree with everybody. SiKth is far more original sounding.
True.
Invent Animate just sounds like a Northlane clone, but although a much more technical.
Yeah, I don't have a huge stake in this one, but
very unique.
I'd go
for its
6th.
time. I got to give it to SiKth. This album is just one of the most unique records. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. But I know that's going to upset a lot of Invent Animate fans because they have a very solid fan base. Not to undermine them, they're really good, but they feel a little bit more cliche, where SiKth is extremely original and no one sounds like them. We got...
See, I don't know if Invent Animate sounds cliche, but they're just like, the way that I always describe them is like wispy. Like, it's like there's like heavier-ish like sounding riffs like happening, but they're just like I don't know what it is, but like everything just feels very like... I don't know how to describe it. It's been like the bane of my analysis when doing reaction videos with Invent Animate. I have no idea how to articulate it, but there's just something about them. And King, thank you for the sub, my dude. The Prime, thank you, my dude. Rich, who is your favorite metalcore band of all time? As They Lay Dying. Of all time, As They Lay Dying. Favorite album of all time? Either An Ocean Between Us or Fall of Ideals.
One last battle, okay? Bring Me the Horizon versus Bad Omens. Bad Omens is notorious.
Okay, let's see.
For being a Bring Me the Horizon clone, so I thought this would be a little fun comparison.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good comparison.
Old Bring Me the Horizon with their song Chelsea Smile.
Who's your favorite grindcore band of all time? That's a good question. I say Napalm Death because I got the 3-second song.
Bad Omens Artificial Suicide is a banger.
In this comparison, I will go Bad Omens, but like, there's not another song by Bad Omens that I would pick. Well, Dethrone. So this one and Dethrone, those are the only two songs that I would pick over, and I bet Bring Me the Horizon track, but I would go Bring Me other than that. In this one, though, I'm going with Artificial Suicide.
Ah, this song is a banger, dude. This song is
Artificial Suicide is sick.
Two songs side by side, Artificial Suicide versus Chelsea Smile. I don't know. I feel like Artificial Suicide might get more replay value out of me.
Yeah,
this song is just, it's so fun. It's so fucking good, man. Chelsea Smile is a really cool track too, and like that chorus is one.
Yeah, like Bad Omens is Bring Me like straight up. What's his name? The vocalist of Bad Omens. What's his Noah? He just needs like a little bit of plastic surgery, and he'll be Ollie. Like straight up. Like, is that close? You know what I'm saying? But in this example here, I'm definitely going with Bad Omens.
One of the most like famous choruses in all of metalcore music, man. I gotta give it to the OG band, man. But that's not to say that I think Artificial Suicide I might enjoy more than Chelsea Smile, which I never realized until today.
To be fair, like, I liked Sempiternal. That was like my favorite Bring Me the Horizon record. The stuff before and after that, like, it's very, very hit or miss for me. But yeah.
Hey, man, I grew up with that song, but the Artificial Suicide is just a fucking banger. It's a fucking banger, man. All right, 2020 metalcore got destroyed. You know, there is.
Listen. in a lot of these competitions that he had here, like it was, I mean, like, okay, we're comparing ABR to Phineas. I just don't think Phineas is strong. Like I get the compare. Like I don't think his comparisons were bad, but it's just like that old school ABR who revolutionized that sound versus Phineas, which is just kind of like meh. And then Underoath versus Silent Planet. I pick Silent Planet with that. I Wobble versus Spiritbox. Like I think it's Spiritbox, but then it's like Fall of Ideals versus Buried Tomorrow. Protest to Hero versus Erra. I get why he picked Protest. I pick Erra though. But like, there was just some like heavyweights from the 2000s against like run of the mill in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Is definitely biased for sure with my reasoning. I grew up with a lot of this stuff, but at the same time, these bands were the ones that kind of led the way, right? And that's why I'm a little bit more critical of newer metalcore, because I'm hearing a lot of similarities of bands that I grew up with, and to me, it just doesn't sound as fresh. So that's why I have to give a lot of points to the OG metalcore bands.
Where's Bitter Bliss versus 1056? I would lose. I would lose. So I don't want to. I would lose. So yeah, I think for me it would be, I would pick ABR, so it'd be 1-0. Then I'd go Silent Planet 1-1, Spiritbox 2-1 in favor of 2020, and then it would be 2-2. So it would be okay. So 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4. So yeah, I would have picked 2020 just barely 5-4. Like that's how it would have finished for me, 5-4 2020, just barely beating them out. But yeah, no, I this was really cool of him to do. But it is tough because it's like a lot of the bands that we listen to now are very inspired by these old bands, and you definitely hear the sound for sure. It's pretty interesting how that works. But yeah, that's why I go 5-4 overall in favor of 2020.